Are you tired of hurting week after week? Do you feel like your prayers are not even heard? We would like to invite you to Abundant Harvest Ministries, located at 1531 B Cottage Avenue, Columbus, Indiana, a place where you can receive healing, miracles, and revival.
Join us Sunday for 11 a.m. prayer and 11:30 a.m. worship. Come get refueled at 7 p.m. for our Refuel Wednesday Bible class. Can't make it to Sunday morning worship? Well, join us at 6 p.m. for our fourth Sunday Shabbat service every fourth Sunday of the month.
Make sure you subscribe to Abundant Harvest Ministries YouTube channel and like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. And follow us on TikTok.
Chapter number 15, verses 22 through 28. Listen, God will always send you a sign when he gives you a word. He'll give you a sign to say, this is the word of the Lord. Stand all over your feet as we go before the Lord and read this passage of scripture. God is in this midst to heal, deliver, and revive. Sister Kathy, Brother Don, boy, have I missed y'all. Sister Kathy, I know you might be going through, but God told me to tell you he's on his way. He's on his way. He's on his way. Wow. If you guys knew the hours, I'm dead serious, if you knew the hours that we spend praying for people that we No, are broken, hurt, abused. Sometimes God shows you the sheep, and he shows you when they're trapped in the bristle of life. Come on here. And then when he shows you, sometimes it makes you as a pastor go, why do I gotta go get them when they put themselves in that bristle? Say that. And then God tells me, remember when I went and got you? Remember when I came and got you out of your mess? Remember when I rescued you and you didn't think you deserved to be rescued? I had a different plan for you. Even though you went right, I told you to go left and you went right. I still turned it around for you. Oh, yeah. And here's the best part. When you turn around and go back to the same mess that you just left out of, God said, go get them again. And again. And again. And again. How many times did God came to get you? How many times did he keep coming to get you? Sometimes God's got to put us on a leash. I was watching this meme the other day, and this man had a lizard on a leash. And I was like, why in the world would you put a leash around your lizard? So you won't lose it. So it won't go too far away. So it won't get trapped in a situation where you can't rescue it. Sometimes God has to put a yoke on us to help us, guide us to say, don't go over there. So when you do go over there anyway, he can pull you back. Now I know why he gave me Matthew 22 through 28. It reads on this wise. And behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast and cried unto him, saying, have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with the devil. But he answered, this is Jesus, he answered her not a word. And his disciples came and besought him, saying, send her away. Why is there always got to be haters? Why is there always someone that don't want to see you come out? And here, the disciples were the church folks. Oh, some of y'all missed that. Some of y'all missed that. It was the church folks that said, get rid of her. It was the ones walking with Jesus that sent her away because they felt they weren't worthy. I know that's nobody in here, so I'm going to move on. For she cried after us. But he answered and then spoke. I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Then she came and worshiped him. Now I got to go back a little bit, and I'm not going to go on because this is one that you got to get it while you can. Remember, this was a mom coming on behalf of her daughter. So it wasn't even her that had the problem, it was her daughter, but it was still the disciples trying to tell Jesus what to do. Tell Jesus what to do. Telling Jesus what he needs to do. So after Jesus answered, she came and fell down and worshiped him and said, Lord, help me. Her daughter is the one that asks, but she's the one asking for help. Sometimes you gotta go to God for somebody other than yourself. Sometimes you gotta be willing to pray for others. Sometimes you gotta go on behalf of others, whether they're your kids, whether they're your spouse, whether they're a relative. Lord, you gotta help me be able to help them. But he answered. This is the deep part. Jesus says to the woman, it is not meet to take the children's bread and cast it to the dogs. Woo! Jesus went there with that. But sometimes you gotta have your faith checked to see whether you're willing to go. Sometimes you gotta understand, are you willing to go through this? Sometimes you gotta let people say what they got to say. And stand 10 toes down and say, Lord, I'm not moving until you bless me. I'm not gonna leave this spot until I'm satisfied with your love. I don't care what everybody else. They can call me a dog and leave my food, but I'm gonna stand right here until you bless me. So after Jesus says, I can't give the children's bread to the lowest of the lowest. This was her answer to Jesus. She said, that's truth, Lord. But don't forget the dogs even get the crumbs, which fall from the table. Meaning I may not be at the right place at the right time. I may not be serving you like I should be, but I want the overflow. I want the crumbs to lay off the table. That way I never forget where you come from. I never forget how you can bless me. So I'll just take the crumbs. I don't need the happy meal. I just need a little fry. I don't need everything that's sitting on the table. But just let something fall off from those that think they already made. Watch this. Yeah. Here's the best part. After Jesus realized that she was going to stand there and not move, after he realized that she wasn't going to go nowhere, after he realized she had persistent faith, some of us give up too fast. Some of us throw in the towel too fast. Some of us think that he's not going to come through. But when you're persistent about the power of faith, you'll stand right there until God comes back to you. She had an answer. Now that Jesus, you said what you have to say. Answer this thing. I get what you're saying, Lord. I hear what you're saying, God. But I just want a little bit. I don't want a whole lot. I just want a little bit off the table. I just want a little bit of blessing. I just want a little bit of overflow. If I can just get a little bit of it, that's all I need to be satisfied. Then Jesus answered her and said, oh woman. Yeah, you standing right there. Great is thy faith. Great is thy faith. After I told you you can't have a full meal, you had to come back and say, just give me a little bit. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, all I need is a little bit. All I need is a little bit. All I need is a little bit. And I'll make it. Great is thy faith. Be it unto thee, even as I will. And watch this. The latter part said because of her faith. Because she was an intercessor. Because she was the one that was a proxy in between. It was at that very hour her daughter was made whole. See, some of us want to know why we haven't got our blessing. Some of us want to know why we still going through the hell that we going through. Because you keep moving around and around. can't see it. The topic on today is I shall not be moved. For some of us, that's a little more ghetto. Some of us, it's a little more hip. You gotta look at somebody and say, neighbor, I ain't going nowhere. Look at that and say, neighbor, I ain't going nowhere. Woo. The Canaanite woman was in a place she wasn't really accepted. We live in a society where if we don't look a certain way, act a certain way, preach a certain way, praise a certain way, we have a tendency to tell people, you don't belong here. But I just stopped by to tell you, you are not God. You are not the Alpha and Omega. You are not the beginning and the end. So you may not like my praise, but I shout out in your face. Anytime I need something, God, you can't stop what God about to do for you. I may not dress how you dress. I may smell a little funny. I might have you smell like weed and alcohol. But I will stand right here until God gets ready to bless me. Why? Because I will be delivered. I ain't going nowhere. Sometimes you gotta let that devil know. I ain't going nowhere. This is my church. This is my way of life. This is where I magnify God. This is where I love the worship God. And devil, I ain't going nowhere. I don't care what you take me to. I don't care what I do. I ain't going nowhere. For us dignified folks, all sedity and already made it. I got to tell you something today. Don't be too prideful. Because it's the iniquity sins, it's the secret sins that will cause you to fall away. We missed the preaching message that I've said over the many months. Depart from me, you worker of iniquity. Iniquity is those that think they secretly sin. Those that think that nobody knows what they're doing. But I gotta tell you something, baby. And what you do, that God will come to life. You will get to the point that God will expose you like a poor boy can. You gotta understand, you can't be looking at everybody else when you got something great back at you. Worry about your own soul salvation. Ask God, are you going to get in? Don't worry about who else is going to get in. You got to understand, God's got a mission for all of us to do. And the question is, are you doing your job? I like the Canaanite woman because she heard the disciples say, send her away. And I guarantee you, she rolled her eyes and looked at them. You better get away from me. I come to get my daughter delivered. The worst thing you can do is mess with a mother's child. The worst thing you can do is come up against a woman who got a child. You can attack her if you want to, and you'll find out you'll get a whole different process. See, you can't tell somebody to get away. She was there for her child. She was there for someone that she loved. You can't mess with a mother and her child. She was great with all 12. She let them know you ain't get away from me right now. You talk about my baby. My baby needs deliverance. So she stood there even though the disciples said, send her away. I can believe if I go back in my mind, the disciples probably said it behind her back. Send her away. And it was amazing. She stood there and watched this. Jesus didn't even say a word. I asked myself, why, Lord, did you not say something then? He said, I needed to know where her faith was. I needed to know that if somebody just said a little word to her, she going to run away. See, God can't bless us if we're going to run away anytime we face adversity. You got to tell God, I'm going to stand right here. I know I've been out in the world. I know I've been doing wrong. But I'm back now. Even if it's for a couple of months, I'm back for a couple of months. Even if it's back for 1 year, I'm back. Even if it's for 1 Sunday, Lord, I'm back. But Lord, don't stop blessing me. Why? Because I hate going nowhere. If I ran every time somebody had something to say about me, I would need a new pair of Nikes every week. But we got to understand that God, I need you every hour. I need you every minute. Can I tell y'all something? The devil only fights those that are anointed. I got to tell you something. The reason some of y'all are going through is because of the calling on your life. The reason you're facing adversity is because you're running from what God called you to do. And the devil's trying to chase you. So while you're busy running, you're missing out on the very thing God called you to do. He's creating a distraction so you won't win of the soul. He's creating you at discord so you'll keep falling and get back up and thinking you're not worthy. Here's a very example of a woman who felt that she was not worthy. The Canaanite woman has now been officially called a dog. God says, I can't give you that. But she has a faith that says, I shall not be moved. I believe in her spirit she began to sing the song. I shall not be moved. And then she said, I'm just like a tree planted by the rivers of water that shall not be moved. We just had a windstorm come through the other day. And the windstorm was like blowing so hard that it had the opportunity to rip trees out of the ground. But I can believe that I'm just like a tree planted by the rivers of the water that says, God, even though the wind may blow from the left and the right, that I'll still bow down and praise you. I'll still glorify your name. I know I shouldn't be in this crack house. I know I shouldn't be in this weed house. I know I shouldn't be in this bar. But God, when I come out of it, I'm still going to glorify you. Why? Because you allow me not to overdose. You allow me to make it out. Just because I'm going to get it together. I'm almost there. Don't give up on me now. Why? Because I shall not be moved. I can remember coming up in the military going to the clubs. I used to live in Riverside, California. And California, we used to go to a club there. I had been sheltered all my life, been in church all my life. Couldn't watch rated R movies, couldn't listen to music. So that means I couldn't do all the dances that everybody could do. Matter of fact, I was so far behind in the Cabbage Patch and the Roger Rabbit and the Centipede. When I showed up to the club, all I could do was rock. Because I didn't know any of the latest dances. Yeah. Some of y'all been boogalooing for a long time. Yeah. But some of us had to go to church every single day. Some of us had to sit on the front row. Some of us was on the praise team, choir, usher board, deacon board, janitor committee. We were all of the above. So we didn't have a chance to go out and party. Matter of fact, I would take and have my radio going, my boom box, if you would. Back then, if I wanted to listen to a worldly song, I'm going to tell my age, I had to push play and record and put it next to the radio. That's how I made my mixtape. Yeah, I couldn't go out to the store and buy Michael Jackson. I couldn't go by Mary J. Blige. I couldn't go by Anita Baker. So I had to wait till the song came on the radio, push my boombox up there, and push play and record, and push it up real quiet, and then look out the door to make sure my family wasn't coming. Then I had to stop it, wait till Babyface came on, and then push play and record again. Stop that one, then wait till Keith Sweat come on. And that way, that's how I got my legs taken. I didn't have soul. We didn't have CXS here back then. We didn't have what they have now. That was my playlist. And would get mad when the playlist would come out of it. I had to wind the cassette tape back to make sure it didn't get ruined because it was too hard to make that in the first place. So I had to make sure that one didn't get messed up. Some of y'all don't know what I'm talking about. We didn't have a chance to scroll to the next song. We pushed play, fast forward, play, fast forward, play, fast forward. That's how we got to the next song. It was a struggle, but we was willing to do it. Some of y'all get there when you get home. It might be a struggle to sound out, but if you can make sure you always have home, and you can always make sure you can come home and walk, and you can take a do all that out. Surely you can rap for it and do the right thing. No, you gotta do the wrong thing. You have to do what you gotta do to get there. You gotta do what you gotta do to get there. Man, I miss those days. I miss those days. It took real effort to get to the song that I wanted to hear. See, I didn't know Lady Ellis back in the day. See, I got 5 years on it. So we had the touch tone phone. And depending who was on the other line, dial my baby's number. Get a key every time. So I had to, if I was on the phone and I needed it to play in the background, I needed to fast forward, rewind, until I got there to hear the song. What are you talking about, Bishop? Some of us need to get on the line with Jesus and tell him, Lord, I just want to go back and forth. So Lord, you gotta get me to that place I can be rooted and grounded in you. I gotta get to that place that I shall not be rooted. I gotta get to that place that no matter who comes my way, that I can tell them that I ain't going nowhere. Sometimes we feel like the Canaanite woman. We feel like we don't deserve God's grace. That's what she was saying. She never asked for a seat at the table. She never asked, can I get a full meal? What she asked him was, as a matter of fact, she didn't even ask. She said, even the dogs can get the crumbs from the table. See, what we got to understand in this walk of life, God still leaves us crumbs. God still leaves crumbs. Sometimes I can make a meal on one, and another will fall my way, and another will come my way. That's all right. Get out the way. I can make a meal out of my problems as long as they keep falling. As long as your blessings keep raining down. As long as I get up every day. As long as I have breath in my lungs. As long as I have food. As long as I can walk there. As long as I can see it. I'll take the crumbs. I'll take the crumbs if they come in. I'll take the Lord. I'll take the Lord. I'll take the Lord. Even if it's only a little bit, I'll take the Lord. to a place where we think we're too good for crumbs. I'm not going to pick on our young people. I'll just pick on mine. All 6 of them. Watch this. I'm going to close because I got to leave this with you so you have a clear understanding. When I came up, you ate whatever your mother cooked. Let me say this one more time. I almost got lean on the podium. There's some dishes my family make that I tell you to this day, I still don't know what they call them. But it had noodles, meat, and some form of vegetable. And when they made it, they had bread and butter, not toast. It was some bread with some butter spread on it, and that was your garlic bread. And watch this. There were times I sat at the table and it looked like the same thing from yesterday and the day before and the day before that, but it just had a different restaurant than this time. And my mother would call it something different. But nowadays, my 12-year-old, let me go rewind back. I can remember when Lady Edwards and I got together and our kids had not seen some of the meals that I had fixed for them. One child had the audacity to sit at the table and go, I don't eat that. All I eat is pizza and spaghetti. Now watch this. I laid out pork chops, mac and cheese, green beans, and dinner rolls. She looked at that and said, I don't eat that. We had, and I mean, the child looked at it and was like, And then, as they got older, we had to convince one child that everything was chicken. Dad, what is that, chicken? And then the pork chop, chicken. She's like, okay, I eat chicken. There's chicken. Ham, what is this? Chicken. Everything was chicken. If it wasn't recognizable by pizza or spaghetti, they didn't know what it was. And it had gotten to the point that I felt like I was Burger King. They would come to the table and want it their way. It was like a drive-through at my dinner table. Do you have anything else? Did you fix anything else? No, I did not. This is not Burger King. This is not have it your way. So it reached a point where we had kids sitting there. Ask Lady, it was no lie. We had kids sitting there all night long thinking that they was going to outweight us. To the point, I could have said you can go to bed hungry. Y'all remember that statement? You can go to bed hungry. Oh, I see the testimonies all now. You know what that? You can go to bed hungry. Not fixing it. You not getting no peanut butter and jelly. You not getting no rolls. You don't eat that cold. Because you knew you was hungry. Why are you saying all this? Because I need y'all to be able to relate to this before I close. And I said all this because some of y'all wouldn't have got it when you got home. In Christ Jesus, he's not Burger King. You can't have it your way. I gotta say it again. You can't have it your way. You can't have it your way. What God fixed for your life, you don't get to say it's the only turn. I don't want to be called. I don't want to minister. I don't want to preach. I don't want to speak. I don't want to testify. I don't want to do what you. God said, you're going to sit right now, and I'm going to wait till you do what I called you to do. I can always do. I can turn right here. I don't care what you think about it. That's what I call you to do. And eventually, you are. If you want to be blessed, if you want your life changed, if you want to see your family come back, if you want to see your body healed, you gotta start eating what God has for you. Better eat it. You better stop telling God what you're not going to do. You better stop telling God, I don't want that. Guess what? He didn't make you for yourself. He made you for his glory. He didn't make you so you can be self-satisfied. He made you for his kingdom. Eventually, we got to the point we eat whatever our parents fix. And I'm going to help some of y'all because y'all call this child abuse now. Back then it wasn't child abuse. It was corrective instruction. My parents stood next to the table with a belt while we ate. What you say that for? God is standing next to some of y'all with a discipline that you don't really want. So you better do what God tells you to do and stop playing with God. He's no play toy. Where I messed up with Jordan because of my trauma. Because of my trauma. I messed up and said, I'm not going to do what my mama and daddy do. I'm going to let Jordan have whatever she wants to have. And then I found out I had more money going out than I had coming in because I ended up fixing 3 meals because she didn't want that vegetable. She didn't like this vegetable. She didn't want that meat. Next thing you know, we had a full course buffet. I'm going there. Some of us want to make it our way. Some of us saying, well, I saw what my mama and daddy went through in serving God, and I'm not doing all of that. I saw what all my family went through. I'm not praising God like that. I'm going to sit right here and act like I got it all together. But baby, let me tell you, it worked for them back there. But they didn't have nothing. They came in church with the same clothes they had. They just washed it, pressed it. They came in with a praise on their mouth. Came in with a worship on their lips. Came in with a dance. Yeah, let's choose that house, but they still right now. That was a brand new bed. Some of us need to get out of some getting stuff and start magnifying God and start praising God and look back over our life and wonder where He brought us from. That's how come you brought me over because you've been that good to me. I don't know about you. But I'm so glad. I'm so glad God didn't say, well, if you're not going to do what I told you to do, I'm done with you. If you knew how long I ran from God. And Lady Evans is right. I ran so hard from God that I hit a brick wall so hard that when God finished with me, my tail and my head hurt. He whooped me so good that I made up my mind that day. For you, I'm going to serve, and you, I'm going to live. And you ain't got to worry about me no more, God. I'm not going to tell you no more. Because I found out when you tell God no and he needs you to do something now, that's a woman you really don't want. I'm trying to save you. Trying to save some of you. God has got your number. God has got your number. God has got your number. And he's not going to ask you no more. He's not going to change the meal because you just don't want to do it. Let me say it one more time. You can turn the camera off because we